Okay, so with the coffee in hand, let's go. Let's get this built. First job. These are the LED panels that are available from Amazon. What I'll do is I'll put the links within the video so that you can go and purchase these if you want. The only thing you need to be careful of is these little USB-C connectors are quite delicate. So if you do happen to give them there's any stretch or you give them any strain, they could break off. So just be delicate with them if you can. What we're going to try and do is suspend these LED panels within the shelving unit. And we're going to do that quite basically with some cable ties. So I hope you can see me. What I'm going to do is first thing we need to do is drill some holes. So we're going to drill 2 holes for each of the cable clips. And we're going to come in from the top. And then we're going to thread this cable clips through. So let's do that now. So you can actually do this from the top initially just to get yourself lined up. I've actually done the other 3 because it was a bit dull watching somebody drill holes. So just going to line it up. Basically, get some drill holes in. Okay. Next one. Doesn't have to be exact. It really doesn't. For those with OCD, this is probably going to rip you apart, but you really don't need them absolutely bang on. I think this is a wood drill bit, to be honest with you. It's going through absolutely fine. Let's get one on there. Okay. Now, because the cable tie is going to loop over, we need a second hole. Essentially, it's going to be bent round like this. So let's make another hole on the outside of the hole that we've just drilled. So towards the edge. I don't know why I'm shouting because I've got a remote mic here. So if it's a little bit too loud, I really am sorry. Sorry for your ears. Okay. Okay, right. So that's 2 holes for each cable clip. Cable tie drilled there. So we're going to need 4 cable ties. These are 30 centimeters long. I don't know how wide they are. I'll put the link in the description for these as well. They're also from Amazon. The plan is grab your LED strip, feed your cable tie up through, making sure that the part that grips the receiving end is on the outside there, because what we're going to do is go up, through, down and in. So let's get those in. They're a bit fiddly, so bear with me. Still shouting, actually. I don't know why I'm still shouting. Right, I probably don't need to mention that these can be a little bit fiddly to go through. Because you just drilled through, you've got some grizzly plastic the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do is just pop the cable tie back through, just pull it through, just a couple of clips. So it goes, That's exactly how it sounds, by the way. Right, okay, so the next one through. Let's see if we can get this up a bit quicker than before. Still missing. That's been a great shot. Right. Okay, you're up there. Being careful with these LED panels as well. Making sure as you go along, don't make the mistake I did. The LED panels obviously got to be facing downwards, otherwise it's completely useless. Made that mistake, I think, from take 1 to take 56. Still trying to find my feet with all this, and I don't even know how to edit yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, right, so we're going to clip this bloke in here, just a couple of clips. Right. You can see why I did the other 3 in advance, because although it doesn't take long, it really is a bit of a ball like getting them in, but okay, nearly there. One more to go. I'm trying to go too fast. This is why I keep missing. I just need to relax a little bit and actually just take my time, because there is this need to speed along so nobody gets bored, but it's kind of necessary really, because once it's done, it's done. This could last you for years. You can obviously take it apart. You can take it apart shelf by shelf, store it, and that's the legwork done. Right, so we've got the other three are in. And then we just want to pull these down slightly, just so that they're level. There we go. All right, so I just tightened that one accidentally. That wasn't part of the plan. So it just goes to show you can make mistakes. Right, so that's that. It doesn't look that pretty, I've got to be honest with you, but it's functional. What we can do with this is to get it completely flat. What we can do is just tighten these one by one, tooth by tooth. Ideally, you do want some longer ones, because when the seeds are going up on here, as soon as they germinate, they're going to need light straight away. So what we're going to, if they could hang lower, great. That's all I've got at the moment. So it is what it is. Right, so second job now, we've got to back this in foil. So this is a foil here. I can't remember what the measurements are, but I'll put that up on the description. I hope you can still see me. The next thing we're going to do, okay, so we're going to back it. All right, so I've pre-cut some radiator foil. Now, the nice thing about using all the parts I'm using is this is 60 centimeters across, so 600 millimeters. You might be able to see me better down here. So this is 600 millimeters long, and so is this. Now, there are better ways of doing this, I know, but what we're going to do, just for speed, we're going to get some sellotape, and we're going to sellotape this to the back, the sides, and then we're going to have a door on the front. We'll speak about that in a little bit. Let's get this up and running. Right, I'm going to move these across so you can see a little bit better. Pre-done the sellotape, because that's an annoyance. Pre-done the sellotape, so all we need to do is just, so I'll have one piece at the top. I'll finish it off afterwards, but one piece at the top, and then we are just attaching the radiator foil to the sides, to these side posts. And the idea of this is it's going to reflect the light from the LEDs. And we're kind of going to get light coming from all angles. I did try this last year. Sorry. I did try this last year, and it did work very, very well. The only thing I had a problem with even, were aphids. I got an aphid infestation in here, and that was due to me trying to overwinter a chili plant, which, although I've still got one, I don't think I'm going to do that again, to be honest with you. That caused more hassle than it's worth trying to get rid of those, because they obviously got onto the other plants as well. Right, so just coming down here on the bottom, get that one on there, pre-done sellotape, bonus. Okay, so that's nearly the first one done. Okay, let's move them around here. The good thing is they're nice and light, so quite nice and maneuverable. There we go. So pop your sellotape in. I've got the bubbly bit facing forward. I don't really know if it makes any difference whatsoever, but that's what I've done. So there we go. You can tighten all this up afterwards if you need to, obviously. Right, so we take, this will be the front door here. What works out really, really well is the depth of these shelves is 50% of the width. So what you need to do is cut something the same length as you've got for the back, fold it in half, make a nice crease, and then cut it all the way down. So just for efficiency purposes, I've done one here as well. If you're still hanging on here for grim death, thinking, oh God, when's this actually going to be done? We're actually going to get to the fun bit in about 2 minutes time. 2 minutes time. I don't know why I just did that with the sellotape, because I don't need to, do I? Right, let's get some sides on here, bit on the top. It's actually quite knackering, all this. Right. One on top, bottom or middle. We go again. Right. Okay, so attach the side to the back. Probably do this with a staple gun, couldn't you? Really, I suppose. We're not so much looking at, it will trap some sort of, it will trap some heat. I'm actually in the cabin in the garden, so never going to be as warm as the house. But what this will do, it'll provide you with a little bit of insulation, just to try and keep our seeds and seedlings. Oh, that's a dead man. That one. Okie dokie. Right. You're bored yet? I'm getting there. Go as fast as I can without mucking it up. Right. Okay, right, so that's the side. There we go. You can see there's some gaps at the back. Obviously, that's just more sellotape as we go along. We've incidentally just run out of sellotape, which is genius. It's like trying to wrap a present at Christmas when you left it too late, isn't it? I'm trying to speed chomp sellotape. Right, okay, that should do. That's not the bit I need. Okay. Ooh, right. Okay, last side. Hang in there, the fun bit is on its way. Promise, absolute double promise. Right. Right, spin you around there. It's just not enough sellotape, mate, is it? Right, okay, rectify that. Okie dokie. Do you know what? I'm going to slow down a bit because I actually think you try and rush things, don't you? You try and rush things and then you start to make mistakes. And you can't find the end of the sellotape. There we go. Funny, I think the branded sellotape, I think still rules the crown. I'd a cheap sellotape before. Quite seems to be as user friendly. There we go. Yep, let's go and walk about again. So I don't bite my nails. Just in case I get a bit of a sellotape mare going on. Right, okie dokie. Right. Okay. There, we've got it. I really wish I'd done some more sellotape. Right, okay, let's get this bottom one on. Yeah. How are you? Did you have a nice Christmas and New Year? I haven't got a clue really who might be watching this video. Hopefully somebody does. But we'd love if it's not just the UK, it'd be our friends from around the world. I like to call them friends from around the world because everybody's sort of scrapping at the moment, aren't they? It's all a bit hectic. I kind of need to get on a bit. Right, okie dokie. Right, so we have stacking system. We've got sides, we've got front, we've got back. Right, I made these earlier on. This is just radiator foil again. Still 600 in the ultimate width, but these are 38 centimeters wide. So I've just basically cut it off the roll, taken 38 centimeters and created these little trays. Now these aren't going to be completely watertight, but the idea with these, we can pop those in as well. That gives us reflection up from the bottom. And you'll see when we turn the LEDs on, once you've got the front on there, it's kind of encapsulated into its own little studio. It kind of works. So we're going to have one for each. If you're going to do this in the house, please be mindful that these aren't going to be watertight. So what you can do is use a seed starting And little seed starting trays, are they? I think they're actually called gravel trays. Stick your gravel tray in there, and then you can water directly into there without having to take them in and out, because actually that can be a bit of a pain sometimes. So there we go. Right, so that's 3 of those done. So just let you know where we are. All we've got to do now, other than plugging the LED lights in and putting the heat mats in, we have got to. I'm going to make one of these with you, just so you can see. So yeah, so I will put the link in for this radiator foil. So this is. I'm going to move you down a bit as well. Let's move you down so you can see what's going on. There we go. Sorry about this if you feel sick. Now, I don't know how to edit videos yet. I've downloaded something called Canva, and I've got a YouTube studio, but I'll be honest with you, I work full time, so spending hours trying to learn how to edit videos is a bit tricky, but we'll get there. This will get better over time, I hope. Right. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to cut this at 38. Okay, now naturally it just works perfectly. There are lines already here. There are seams where it's been manufactured. You can just follow the line across. This is not anywhere near as bad as Christmas wrapping. Okay, so we've got something 600 wide by 38. The reason we've done 38 is because I know the depth of these shelves is 30, but what I'd like are 4 centimeters up either side. So that's your 4 centimeters. Again, incidentally, all of these little lines here between the bubbles, they just happen to be a centimeter wide. So all you need to do is roughly measure 4 centimeters in, and then just cut 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So you're only making one single cut on the length going upwards. So again, 4 centimeters in, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what this is essentially giving us is a way of creating a little retainer there, a little basket, a little, I don't know what to call it. Right, okie dokie. Right, so 4 centimeters in, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't even have to measure it, to be honest with you. I used this all last year and it doesn't make the blindest bit of difference unless you've got clinical OCD, which I hope you haven't. But if you have, it's cool, isn't it? You're just going to have to either live with it or spend more time building up. Right, okay. So we need some sellotape in a second. So what we're going to do here is we're going to fold this back on itself and make a crease. Right, this just makes it, just push down with your fingers, make yourself a crease, because it makes it easier when you're folding it together. So make a crease. That's essentially what we've done. Make a crease there, and then we've got these tabs which are going to go onto the back of here. Right, so crease that side, crease that side. Let's crease the short side, which incorporates the tabs this time. I mean, you've got time to sit there. You can get your head around it. All we want to do is when we're spraying the seeds or watering from underneath, whatever we're doing, there's going to be a little bit of mess. So we're just trying to give ourselves A, reflection upwards, and B, just a method of catching some of the moisture. Right, okay. If I ever do another video, promise you I'll have the sellotape ready. Right, okay, only four pieces. Remember to clean your teeth, kids, because if you don't, your teeth fall out and you can't bite sellotape. It's a real world application, isn't it, really? Right, okay, so we're going to fold over and then fold in, and we're just going to sellotape this tab to here with our sellotape. Just pull it in slightly so that it pulls this in, because it really, again, it really doesn't matter, but it's nice if it looks straight. So we're going to put a bit of sellotape on the back of the tab, and bearing in mind we've done the other three. There we go. Thanks very much, sellotape. Wronged you in a previous life, but there we go. Okay, one of those. Right now. Right, so that's two sides. You can see it's starting to become a little bit of a, oh, let's call it a tray. Right, it's a tray. I've just named it as a tray. Right. Actually, this is quite knackering in a way, but it shouldn't be. It's not as if we've just been for a run, is it? I think it's actually almost the anxiety of getting this right. So please forgive the puffing and panting. I do try and keep fit if I can. Right, so we're just gonna run our fingers over these again, just to keep it relatively straight. It's not the end of the world. What you might want to do is just double up on the sellotape in the corners, or obviously you can staple it as well. I'm not going to put you through that now. I don't think you're going to thank me for that. But there we go. We've got another tray. There's our tabs on the outside. Done. Right. Okie dokie. Let's move all of this out of the way. Right. So I've got some heat mats plugged in here at the moment. These are also from Amazon. We're going to have to unplug him for a second. Okay. So when you plant seeds, a lot of seeds need to be warm to germinate. There are lots of seeds that aren't really that fast, but we're going to be focusing on chili seeds again quite a lot this year. So I'm just going to take this black tray out. So what I'd like is a heat mat underneath here, and then we're going to just pass the plug underneath. Probably a good idea, actually, thinking about it on the fly, to get this done before you start sellotaping the shite out of everything. Okay, so we've got, right, there's a heat mat under there. I'll show you this heat mat here. Sorry about the cables. Unfortunately, until they do Wi-Fi or Bluetooth heat mats, we haven't got a choice. Right, so this is it. It's a 10-inch by 20.75 inch, obviously, heat mat. This is by Ryogu, which is great. I don't know who Ryogu are, but I know for a fact if you search Amazon for heat mat, you're going to find loads and loads of different ones. So have a search through. As I said, I'm going to just feeding the plug down the back here. Quite glad I didn't do any more sellotaping, to be honest. So there's our two cables there. There goes our sellotape. That was actually a bad bit of sellotape anyway. That's my excuse anyway. All right, let's move all this out of the way so we can actually see what we're doing. Right, two plugs for heat mats. What we're going to try and do is obviously keep the plugs outside of here if we can. What we don't want really is electricity by water. That's my understanding, and I think that is about right. So we'll try and keep the electricity away if we can, meaning the actual plugs themselves. So I'm just going to reinforce this at the bottom, nice and tight. Right, so we're at heat mat 1. Still hope you can see this. Heat mat 1, heat mat 2, foil on top, foil on top. Now, let's get these plugged in. What I will do later, actually, is I'm going to cable tie this on the outside just to keep it all nice and neat and tidy. But we'll do that off camera later. Right. Okay. So these are the power supplies for the LED strips. So if I grab, I've actually got a couple spare because I managed to break a few last year. So there we go. So we're going to have it facing down. This is a standard USB-C connector. It comes with, this unit comes with a plug, and it's actually an extender. That's an extender plug. There we go. And this little control. So this little control gives you various functions. There is a timer on there. You actually see that. So you can have it on for 3 hours, 9 hours, or 12 hours, and it'll automatically switch itself off. Ideally, as I understand it, you kind of want, especially for chili seedlings, you want 16 hours on and 8 hours off. But do you know what this will do? I have actually got some other lights as well, but this is all just sort of nice and compact. It's only 600 by 300, so 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters wide. So if you've got the space, you can do all of your seed germination all in one unit, which is really, really cool. Right, so let's get some of our lights plugged in. Right, last year I actually had, so I've got 2 sets of these plugs. One's got a set of 4 on it and one's got a set of 2. The problem is the set of 4 wouldn't quite reach all of the lights because these are going to be moving around. So as the plants grow, and they will grow, and we'll keep an eye on them, we're going to tighten these cable ties so it naturally moves this up and up and up towards the top. So let's get right, just for ease of access, we're going to put this plug, let's go midway between the 2 of these and see if I can, no, we're not going to do it that way. I'm going to feed the cables through the seam. So let's just go, yeah, doesn't matter. Right, let's just feed the cables through. Okay. Right, so these are our two USB-C ends for the top. I'm just going to move you back up because I don't think you can actually see what I'm doing, to be fair. Right, there we go. Right, okie dokie. I really hope you can see what I'm doing. Right, okay, so we've got our 2 USB-C ends here. We're going to go run one up to our top lights. Pop him in. Just be careful. Just be careful with them because they can be delicate. Right, so if we plug him in, as he seems to come with slightly longer cables, which is good. If we plug him in, as I said, you've got 3 hours, 9 hours, and 12 hours as options. But if we, hey, how's that? Good times, right? That could have gone wrong, couldn't it? Right, so let's get that one. So we're only going to need 2 of these now. That's keep it consistent. Let's go in the back. These 2. Feed one up here. Go around the heat mat cable. Plug this bloke in here. Got one more here. You probably can't see me again now. Right, okie dokie. And let's switch this bloke on as well. Right, so there we go. Right, so we now have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously you can store things up here on the top as well. Now I don't know if you can even, can you see that? Just move you up a tad again. I've really got to learn to edit videos. Thank you for sticking with me on this. I really do appreciate you hanging in there if you're still there. Right, sellotape. Okay, so the idea here is we're just going to make a door just to finish off the reflection side of things. Did think though, I actually want Velcro. I need some Velcro in my life. So what I'm going to do is get some of those adhesive Velcro strips, put those on the front, because what will happen with this is we can roll this. That's not even the right piece. Shut that and get rid of that. So this is our front door here. It's quite snug in there actually, doesn't it? So what we do, a bubbly bit on the inside. Let's get this attached to the front, and then we can start putting some of our babies in there. Right. Okay. Right, bubbly bit on the front. Apologies for obscuring the view. Just thinking that really would be much better with Velcro, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll just see if I can sneak that one in past her who's in charge. Okie dokie. Right, so we now have, well, so you can attach this down, but you can imagine what's going on in there now. So what we'll do is we'll roll this up, roll this back up. Yeah, definitely Velcro. Velcro for the win. Right, okay, let's just see if we can concertate last one, be nice. Right, cool. Okay. Oh, that's going to sit up there. So that's great. But yeah, okay. We'll keep going on about it, but Velcro is going to be the best thing we can do. Right, so at the moment we've got the bottom two shelves, we've got a heat mat and we've got a tray. These two are non-heat mat because once the seeds germinate, they don't need the heat from the underneath anymore. They just need light and water. And obviously soil comes in handy as well. So what we're going to do is just going to grab some of our seed starting pots and just pop some in there. This actual unit is going to be recessed against that wall, but I've had a look at the floor and the floor is actually not level. Never even noticed before. So we'll get that sorted. But let's get some seeds. Right. So we've got some seeds that need to keep warm here because they've not germinated. And these seeds that have just gone into a plastic bag. So it's literally a piece of paper towel folded over, wetted down with garden spray into a sealed plastic bag, and then they need some warmth. So you probably can't see this, but I'm just going to chuck those down here on the bottom, and that'll keep them nice and warm. Right. So we have here in this little seed tray, we have Moruga scorpions, which were my own last year. There's 8 of those, so there's 2 in each cell. And regular scorpions, 2 in each, actually 16 of those in total. You can see 2 have germinated. So these 2 leaves here, the 2 top leaves are called the cotyledons. They're not actually real leaves, but so at the moment the seedling is getting all the nutrients from the seed itself. There is obviously some nutrients in the potting mix, but we'll do some seed planting another day. So we're in a bit of a situation here where we need heat from the bottom for these other seeds to germinate, but these guys actually just need a bit of light. So let's chuck those in there. Right, so that's Moruga scorpions and regular scorpions. Okay, this one. Oh no, right. Okay, right. So we've got this one's lemon drop chilies. Bearing in mind, sorry, the scorpions and Moruga scorpions are chilies. Right, we've got lemon drop chilies, bird's eye chilies, Matthew Arnold warthog chilies, and chili chump jigsaw brain chilies. Right, so we still need some sort of warmth in here for these other seeds to germinate. Because they're super hot seeds, they're going to take it quite a bit longer to germinate. So, and in fact, what I'll do is I'm going to put these lids back on because it's going to get cold in here later. But I've got the little dial twisted round so that we've got open airflow here at the bottom. Because ideally now we just need light and they need air, they need oxygen to progress. Right. Okay, so these ones Scotch bonnets, they're going really, really well actually. They were my own ones from last year. They did well. Ghost, but jalopy or whatever they're called. Got some of those. And then habanero limon. Habanero limon. So they're hot ones as well. Let's stick those guys. Vents are open because obviously we've got seedlings, so we need air. Okay, the next seeds we've got, I'm going to do that many seeds. We've got Naga Morich Yellow, Pepper Peach Stripey, Turkish Flower, and Sugar Rush Stripey. Now, they haven't actually germinated yet, so they definitely need to go on the warmth with the top bit closed, because we're not worried about airflow yet because we haven't actually got any seedlings. Right, so this one is more habanero limon. They were my own ones last year. And California Wonder, which is a sweet pepper. I had a bit of a disaster with sweet peppers over the years, so I'm just going to really try my best, see if we can get a nice crop and stop them from getting slugged and snailed. So right, so those ones haven't germinated yet, so we'll keep the top closed, keep the lid on, keep them nice and warm. We've only got 2 more to go. Thank you again. Right, so we have Carolina Reapers times 12. They are my own seeds from last year. Carolina Reapers from the Devon Chili Farm, 10 of those, and some chocolate habaneros. So, right, so you won't be able to see as I'm going to put these ones down on. Obviously, the first 2 are heated, and the last one is cauliflowers. I tried to germinate some cauliflowers in the little plastic greenhouse that I've got outside, but we've had a lot of frost here in the UK. I'm not for one moment going to mention it was cold, because my uncle from Canada lived in a place called Stony Creek in Ontario, and I'd speak to him and say, "Oh, Uncle Ray, it's really cold here." He used to remind me about what real cold actually is. So I'm not going to moan about how cold it was, but it didn't do our seed germination any good. So I literally got a plastic tub with some holes in. I think it was an old strawberry pot. Chucked some potting soil in there, put some seeds in there, lightly covered them over, gave them a good drink, and yeah, a little bit of warmth, and they're right, really, really looking healthy. Right, so they've germinated. They won't need heat because they can germinate in cold temperatures. So we're just going to stick those guys in there, and I think, yeah, we can take the top off there. They just need oxygen and light. Let's give them half a chance and move them here in the center. So that is all the seedlings that we've got. We have got some more to do at some point, and we'll do a sort of a seed sowing exercise together afterwards. But I think that's enough for me now. So this is our 5-tier plastic shelf seed starting germination tower. The plants are only going to be in here well, until they can go up into the greenhouse. But if you think about it, and I'll try and put a picture online, when they get potted up, this actually, you can pot up twice and still use this for light. So if the weather's a bit grim outside, the LED lights don't cost an absolute fortune to run. But I think is actually quite a nice little build. Right, thanks again for watching. I'll post all of the parts and all of the prices online. If you do make this, if you do build this, I'd love to see a photo, and please, any comments would be welcome. But please, again, remember this is the first video, so I'm trying my best. So yeah, thanks again. The next one, we are actually going to be doing seed planting. So what sort of compost to use. And the next one, we're going to be doing chili tasting from last year. I think we've got 16 different chilies to try. They're actually in the freezer at the moment, but I'm going to get those out. Going to move through into the bar, and then we'll have a chat together. Let's go through a little bit of pain just to show the effort that will go into this. All right, thanks very much. Take care, and see you all soon. Have a good week. Cheers.